I just wanted to do a real quick one and really get your opinion in the comments section. Go ahead and post whatever you think. The social contract, the social expectations, the oppressions of the women's way back in the olden days, as the feminists would say. Well, obviously, irrevocably broken. It's gone. Just not there anymore. But what I've tended to notice is the expectations of men under the old rules are still there. Have you noticed that? See, I was watching a video from Rachel Oates, and Undead Chronic roasted her in a cloud of cush. I'm no expert on this stuff. Coach Greg Adams is probably the best and most straightforward expert on this stuff as of late. So please go visit their channels and have a look. But, back in the oppressive old days there, when women's is property like cattle and all that other shit, there were expectations. At least the way I, look at the research, look at what happened here, is that the expectation was the woman would bring her virginity, or at least pretty freaking close, to the marriage. And the man would bring in the resources, provisions, the protection, the home, and her entire job. And it's a hard frickin' job, people. I am not minimizing raising children in any way. That is probably one of the most difficult jobs, raising those little brats. They're all worth it and cute and all that stuff, but they're a real pain in the ass for a couple of years, okay? So dad worked outside the home, mom worked inside the home, equally hard and cooperatively, to make a family, to make the home, to feed the family, to raise the kids the best they could, and all that stuff. And that was kind of the norm for, several thousand years. Somehow we seem to have managed to survive as a species. So when the sexual revolution come along, and hey, look, don't get me wrong, some aspects of feminism, the voting thing, I fully believe women should have the right to vote. I mean, this is not some turn back the amendment kind of thing. I also believe everyone should have a right to vote as citizens of the United States. But ever since the sexual revolution, the expectations, the old social agreement, the social oppression, whatever, was removed from women. Hasn't it been? Women can do whatever they want. They can go to school and they can, have a career. They can do all this shit. But the biggest part was the sexual part, wasn't it? You go, girl. You do just like the men do. When in fact, it was still the same top 10 or 20% of men that was getting all the pussy back in the olden days. I mean, women haven't changed that much evolutionarily in the last 100 years, people, right? They want the biggest, the strongest, the most attractive, the man with the most status, the money, all of this crap. And I understand this. See, this is where I think feminists just right off the fucking rail, they go, oh, you're saying women? No. Hypergamy had its purpose in the survival of the species for thousands of years. You find the best man that can provide for the children, their future children or whoever, who can, give you food and make sure everything's okay. Because when women get pregnant, they are disabled for 9 months. And then a couple of years after that, until the little brats start becoming nice little humans. Before that, they're just baby shit machines. And they puke a lot. So they're very, very dependent on mom at that point. And so hypergamy had its use. Today, what do we see? We see men still having to live up to the expectations of the old days, but women do not have to. I mean, if you can explain to me, men, what the fuck alimony is all about. If she were a single mother, or not a single mother, but a stay-home mom, didn't have a career, didn't work or anything like that, I can kind of understand it. But a woman who has a college degree decides to get divorced, go out and make your own fucking money. Why should he have to give you what you see? Those are the old restrictions still kept on men and removed from women. Now, Rachel's video is like, why should it matter how many guys I've slept with and all of this other crap? That was the contract. Men provided provisions and women brought their virginity, or at least as close as they could get away with. Now we're dealing with women who are out fucking hundreds of miles of Tyrone and Chad and getting blasted in every fucking hole, every possible way. And men, we're supposed to forget that she had her fun. Well, there's a difference between fun And one guy per year of your life. You're 25 years old, you've got 25 guys. And stop even lying about it, women. We don't believe your bullshit. I just had a few boyfriends. You're not counting blowjobs. You're not counting anal. You're not counting those trips to the Caribbean on spring break where I was just having a fling. Or your eat, pray, and fucking love tour. None of that counts because it wasn't a relationship. You see, women are very good at twisting language. Way back when slut shaming worked. You know why? Shame. Because grandma and great grandma told women, you better snag a guy as young as you can. And don't go out and fuck all these other guys because you will be considered a slut. Men don't slut shame, ladies. So stop it with that bullshit. It's other women who slut shame you. Know this. But anyway, the social contract is broken, except the men still have the expectation and the women do not. And so when some maybe Christian guys or, whatever come out and say, I'd rather have a virgin or close to it with not a bunch of tattoos and nose piercings and not a lot of debt, obviously we're trying to oppress women. Do you see how this is defined in their head? Oh, you're telling me I can't do what I want. No, you can do what you want. But when you're 33, you're going to have 4 cats, no husband, and no children. The consequences are not immediate, but they will catch up with you, colloquially called the wall. And the wall never loses, people. Ladies, this is not out of hatred. This is out of love in some ways. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And you're going to say, well, my best friend, when she was 27, she found a guy and she fucked 100 different chads. Did she tell the beta orbiter? It matters to men, mainly because you broke the contract. There's no reciprocation. We have to give everything and we should just accept you bringing nothing to the table. Your comments below, people. Thank you. James Maxwell, thanks for listening.